Hi, happy Friday, everybody. Hope everyone's had a great week so far, and looking forward to the weekend. Um, Outside of podcasting, I am a huge, for those guys that know me, I'm a huge rugby union fan, and Wales are playing England this coming weekend, so in the Six Nations. And at the moment, we haven't lost a single game, the whole Six Nations. Yes, before I get abuse, the red cards really did help us out. So I guess today what I wanted to speak about in this 20 minutes or however long, it won't go over 20 minutes, I won't bore you that much, um, is really some trends or I think trends is probably the right word, that I'm starting to see and that I wanted to share with you guys. So for those guys that follow me on LinkedIn, I posted an article yesterday about how the use of podcasting can really help agent engagement or employee engagement. I'm sorry, I'm from the BPO industry, so agent is my natural default terminology. So apologies for that. But employee engagement, right? I think, in my opinion, my humble opinion, employee engagement still remains one of the biggest challenges that the majority of the businesses are facing in this day and age, particularly now, particularly in COVID and the increase in remote working, right? And I was listening to the radio earlier on today, and there's an assumption that even when we get back to normal, whatever that normal looks like, there will be an increased uptake of working remotely, which I agree with, to be honest. Anyway, that's beside the point. The point I was trying so badly to make is the benefits that podcasting can play regarding employee engagement. And there's many ways that you can use podcasting to your benefit when it comes to agent engagement. I'm trying to get this lighting right. I'm never sure because it's an angle of right. Anyway, so just let me read you some stats. Listen, I'm not a stat guy, but I thought these were interesting for the listeners out there to be aware of. If there is any, hey, drop us a note. At least if anybody's listening, that would be great. So I know that I'm not just talking to myself, although I spend most of my time talking to myself. So there we go. So a couple of stats that you may or may not be interested in. A recent study, I think this study was done around about 2018, 2019. On average, there's about 20%, 20, that's one in five. Is that right? Yeah, one in five, one in four. Anyway, it's a lot. 20% of your workforce is classed as disengaged, right? Disengaged. So that can mean a whole lot of different things to different people. But to me, what disengaged means is that they're not bought into the company, right? Or they're not bought into, they're not bought into the company. They're not bought into you as a boss. So that's worrying, right? 20%. There was a report done. 20% of your employees, your workforce, are disengaged. Not even neutral. They're completely disengaged. That's a scary stat, right? Now, if you look at the cost implications, I've got some stats here, right? So bear with me. Let's say you have a company that's the workforce size is, let's say, 1,000 people, right? 1,000 people. If you're looking at 20% of those that are disengaged and are a flight risk, that basically means they're going to leave, right, over the course of that 12-month period. You're looking at a potential cost of saving those, or not saving them, but replacing them. It's upwards of nearly 4 million. 4 million USD. That's a shed load of money, right? That's a shed load of money. So, yeah, going back to what podcasting can do to help employee engagement is, honestly, the options out there are limitless, not limited, limitless in terms of what you can do. So let's just kind of talk through some off the top of my head, right? So you can do a weekly town hall, right? So imagine that as a company owner, business owner, or as a director, or even a team leader, you can record a message that will get out to your agents. I'm sorry, it's my BPO industry. Your employees, right? Regardless of the area they work on, if you've got a message you want to share, and there's a lot of people out there that are suffering from Zoom fatigue. Zoom fatigue is a thing, right? It's a thing. So podcasting kind of takes it away from that, and you can pop messages out on a regular basis in terms of kind of, your company updates, upcoming events, also talking about where you see the company going in the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months, even further ahead, right? That really helps people to buy, not people, sorry, your employees to buy into you as a company and see where you're going and see what the bigger picture looks like. So it's a really, really worthwhile tool in terms of what it can do to improve employee engagement, right? Just something as simple as recording a message. It can be 5 minutes long, it could be 10 minutes long, it could be 2 hours long. But the beauty of podcasting is that it's flexible, right? And your employees can listen to it at their own leisure. So they're not necessarily tied into a town hall that's happening at 10 a.m. on a Friday through Zoom, and you have to tune in. It just gives it a different degree of flexibility, and it allows your employees to get more involved and more bought in to what your companies are doing. They can see the bigger picture. The reason I'm so passionate about this is that when I first launched the Podcast Coach, I started it with a view of helping individuals launch their podcast, and that's still there. I still got that as one of my main values, right? As one of the things that we try to do from a company perspective. Through the first kind of 3 or 4 months of launching the company, what I discovered was that it was more. Let me phrase this correctly. It started to pivot more to a business rather than an individual need, which is great, right? Which is fantastic. And when we started to do it and look into it a little bit more and lift that lid, it was really aimed around how companies can use podcasting to generate podcasting. I'm sorry, guys, I don't know why I can't speak today. Podcasting, or the power of podcasting, to their niche markets, right? We've spoken before about the why, the message, the niche, all that type of stuff. And it's great and it's really powerful. In my opinion, it really works. I honestly, I don't really think there's companies out there that have grasped yet the power of podcasting. Hashtag pod. I can't speak today. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, so you've got the power of podcasting, but then also using the power of podcasting and the framework that we've created, you then create your key podcast of influence, right? Your KPI. So that was all around kind of lead generation, speaking to your existing market, and also speaking to potential customers out there who want to speak to the company that they trust, because they've been listening to your podcast, they know who you are, they trust you, you know what you're talking about, you're seen as the leader in your field, right? It's only recently where it started to dawn on me. I told you I'm not the smartest tool in the box, right? It's only started to dawn on me recently that there's actually another layer to what podcasting can do to help you as a business, and this is more around your current employees, right? More about your current workforce, particularly in this current environment where it's tough out there, right? It's tough. So over the past couple of weeks, I've been looking into this a little bit more detail, and I firmly believe there's something in here, right? There's something in how podcasting can. What is wrong with me today? I can't even say podcast. There's something here about how the power of podcasting, yay, you've said it, can help you. So yes, power of podcasting can help you create your key podcast of influence for your customers, right? 100%. But there's another layer now, another vertical, right, that says the power of podcasting, creating your KPI, can now be used to enhance your agent engagement. And that's a completely different power, I guess. That's really, really powerful in terms of what you can do to speak directly to your workforce, right? And as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of ways that this can go. Yes, you can do your quarterly town hall via podcasting, you can do weekly seminars. Yes, you can do all that. There's other things you can do as well, right? You can do a weekly podcast that's purely about wellness for your frontline agents, right? Or your whole employees. You can just keep doing different types of wellness podcasts that you know people are interested in, such as meditation, workout, whatever it may be, right? Whatever it may be. You can also create, I know there's a lot of people out there that love books. You can also create a book club where, people can come on and just review a book that they've read. There's so many different things. There's so many different ways that you can leverage the power of podcasting to improve and really target your employee engagement. Honestly, for me right now, it's a completely untapped resource, and I'm very, very excited about it. Whether you come to me so that we can help you out, or whether you do it on your own, this, if done correctly, this can really be a game changer, in my opinion. Now, of course, I'm going to say that because I see it, but I'm not going to come on this and do this and BS you. It's the truth, right? It's the truth. You've seen it. If you just look at the power of podcasting now, right? You look at kind of the people that you may not have known only 12 months ago, 24 months ago, right? The Jay Shetty's of the world. Obviously, Joe Rogan's a huge podcasting star. But now, I know that me and my friends, we talk about podcasts that we've listened to, and we share podcasts, right? So there's things out there called No Such Thing as a Fish, which is a wonderful podcast. I highly recommend you tune into that one. Stuff You Should Know. There's also the uglier stepsister, that which is stuff they don't want you to know. Or so there's a lot of podcasts out there, but it just proves how powerful a podcast is in terms of engagement. Purely engagement, right? It's huge. It's absolutely huge, and it's untouched at the moment. So start thinking about, from your company, how you can leverage podcasting purely at employee engagement. It's huge. It's massive. It really is, right? And listen, I'm not the most eloquent speaker, and I give it, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge, right? It's going to be massive. So I'm kind of thinking ways that we can do, that you guys can create the podcast to enhance employee engagement, right? So yeah, we spoke about the wellness, we spoke about the book club, we spoke about the town hall, we spoke about, you can even do motivational sessions, right? You can do a motivational session. We've all been in a place where we've given the best motivational speech ever. It's out of Any Given Sunday, right? It's up there with Al Pacino. You've smashed it. You smashed it. However, it's only reached 5, maybe 10 people. Imagine the power of now recording that motivational speech, popping it on a podcast, and boom, boom, sending it out to your employees, all your employees. In my opinion, that's a game changer. It's huge. It's huge. Also, think about, there's bound to be experts in your company, experts in different fields, right? So, for example, the things top of my head are your HR person, your HR director, your sales director, your marketing guru, right? What's stopping them coming on? And what you can do is you can invite special guests every week or every month, however frequently you want to do your podcast. You can invite your guests on internally, and let's say they absolutely smash it. What's stopping them creating, with your company support, their own podcast, in terms of they're seen now as leaders in their chosen field, and they're getting recognition outside your company? It's huge. It's absolutely massive, and I just don't feel right now, and that's fine, because that's what I'm here for. Right? I just don't feel right now that the penny, not that's wrong to say the penny, that the resource has been recognized in terms of how powerful it can be. So that's really what I want to speak about today. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could check out my article. It's on my own LinkedIn page, Paul Catherall, and then it's also, I've posted it on the Podcast Coach page as well. So if you can just have a look at that article, and please let me know what your thoughts are. I'd be really encouraged and really keen to know whether or not you think I'm going a little bit insane about using podcasting for employee engagement. I'm pretty sure the majority of people out there think I'm going insane, and that's fine, right? That's absolutely fine. But if I speak to, or if I've reached out to maybe 1 or 2 people that see the benefits of this and want to maximize it, then my job here is done, right? And that for me is something I never thought I'd be able to do. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to speak to you today about. Look, 15 minutes, nearly done. I aim for about 20 minutes because I don't want to bore you. It's Friday, everybody's busy and everybody's, got a lot of stuff going on. The beauty of this is that it's available across my, what am I posting? So Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So it's available there. If you guys, at any time, if you want to tune in and listen to it, then that would be great. But I really encourage you to let me know what your thoughts are about podcasting when it comes to agent engagement and how companies can leverage that out. And I'd really like to get in touch and just have, a discussion about opportunities that I've not even recognized, because there's going to be loads out there. So yeah, but it's a huge thing. So listen, I'm not going to bore you any further. I've been on for 16, 17 minutes now, and I'm pretty sure that's enough. Thank you so much for the support. I got some very positive feedback yesterday on the article that I posted, particularly Ian. Ian, if you're listening or tuning in, you know you are. Thank you so much, and thank you very much for sending me that video. That did make me chuckle when I woke up today. Thank you, brother. But listen, thank you guys. Really appreciate the support. If there's anything that I can do to help you understand podcasting, understand the power, understand how you can create your own key podcast of influence, or even if it's something else that is podcast related, such as the benefits of intros and outros, artwork, where to post, which platform to use it, how to edit, all that type of stuff, then please get in touch. I just want to help. I really want to help. Podcasting for me is amazing. It's a wonderful channel, and there's so many awesome podcasts out there. So yeah, highly encouraged that you listen. What have you got to lose? Honestly, what have you got to lose? It's not going to make things worse, right? Just try it. I'm not going to wax lyrical about power of podcasting. I'm pretty sure you've heard enough from me. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please let me know if you've got any questions. Reach out across all our social media. Use the hashtag podcast pool or hashtag 2 minutes with podcast pool. You can find us across all our social media channels. It's been great speaking to you. Thank you so much for your time, and have a wonderful Friday, and have a great weekend, and fingers crossed for this weekend for Wales. Cymru am byth. Take care, guys. Thanks.